Where's all my soul sisters? Let me hear your flow, sisters.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Black Owned Soul Sister podcast. I have my beautiful, lovely Black Soul sisters, Ashley Rogers, who is the owner of AR Financial Solutions, LLC, and Tia Chanel, who is a marketing guru, credit building, all that and above. So I am really honored to have both of you ladies on the show today to just basically reach out to my listeners and give them a little bit of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So Ashley, please introduce yourselves. Tell us where you're from, where you coming from.
All right, I'm Ashley. I'm the owner of AR Financial Solutions. So I'm originally from Jacksonville, North Carolina. I moved to Dallas, Texas, about 2.5 years ago. Fell in love, don't want to leave it. Absolutely love it. And so just a little bit about what I do. We focus on credit repair, credit building, and credit education. So we have a very structured program, 6-month program that has basically prepares our clients to get home buyer ready. We do also help with purchasing vehicles and leveraging credit, but our main focal point is definitely getting our clients home buyer ready. So our thing is when we're done with you, you're able to walk right into one of our preferred lenders and basically present them with a credit profile that has you getting in the home of your dreams.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, you kind of cut to the questions already, but yeah, that's a nice, good old summary right there, honey. Tia, let listeners know where you coming from.
Hi, so my name is Tia Chanel. I go by Tia Chanel, the marketing guru, or Chanel, the CEO. I reside in Maryland near DC, so DMV. Hey. I am affiliated with my Ecom, which is a financial literacy company that's been around for 16 years. And we help families come in to educate them about credit, be able to fix their credit on DIY, an affordable option for those who may not be able to, afford traditional credit repair. And then we also help you with building generational wealth. If you do decide to come in and want to build a business, we help you with building multiple streams of income as well as investments into your future.
Yes. And that's why you both fit together so perfectly. Coming from the bottom up to the skyscrapers for real. And that's why I want to really touch on building our credit today, giving a little bit of education on that, building credit. And I know it's layers to it. So, we just gonna get a little Barney style, but just building credit, giving them the knowledge of what to do during the credit processing, because I know, I have some personal experiences that I know a lot of people share. And with that being said, that is segue into the generational wealth, because once you get all that leveraged out and you create the stable foundation, what else do? Pass it on, create revenue. We got passive income. Come on, let's preach now.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I just want to start off with anyone who wants to go. Ashley, I do want to start off with you, since you were saying your turnaround time and it's like a 6-month turnaround time or whatever. So I want to know, are there attorneys involved? Do you reach out to the attorneys? What happens during that process? And what do the person building their credit need to do as far as the attorney side?
So when it comes to, first I'll answer your question as far as a 6-month time frame. So I am mandated in the state of Texas. I'm only allowed to repair someone's credit in 6-month increments. So the turnaround time is actually not 6 months. It's quicker than that. However, our program is strategically placed at 6 months for legal purposes, but also that gives us time to educate as well. Typically, you enter in the program, let's say today on the 16th, we're going to let you know you're going to start seeing results as early as 45 days. 45 days, honestly, just to give y'all a little, let you in, 45 days is even a long time. We like to say 45 days just as a cushion, just in case. But typically, how aggressive we are going head to head with the bureaus, sometimes we see results as quick as 2 weeks. We don't guarantee that, because you and I both know, and Tia can tell you, the credit bureaus, they get to do a lot of what they want. Okay, And that's just what it is. So we can say, hey, 30 days, this will be off, but we don't know all the factors and everything that could come into play with the credit bureaus. So you typically start seeing results. Safe space is about 45 days. Now, are there attorneys involved? So for me personally, yes and no. So not only do we repair your credit, we also prepare your credit file in the event that you may be sued. We make sure we cross all the T's and dot all the I's, because when you have a debt that's out there, so Shamika, we'll just use a regular number. We'll say you owe someone $1,000. And so we are fighting head to head with the bureaus, and we're saying, listen, we need this removed. You're not reporting this according to federal law. And then that particular company decides, well, you know what? We just gonna take you to court. So you're going to get served in the mail. You're going to freak out. You're going to be all up to, I don't know what to do. But see, you already been working with a credit repair company that's going to provide you with that guidance. So while we are not attorneys, we do study with attorneys. We study the law. We do all of that. And typically I would say if and when it does happen, but if and when that happens, we are able to partner you with either an attorney in your state, or for instance, here in Texas, to give you that guidance to also assist you. But your credit file will be ready by then. So yes, I work with quite a few attorneys in different states that I partner with. And there are specifically credit repair attorneys. There's attorneys that are very specific to studying that particular law. So
oh yes, I know that too, because the attorneys who are studying law are the ones who are like subpoenaing people, like sending out the papers and all that is like
but it's not necessarily needed. Yeah, it's not needed. I'll say I've been and I didn't mention this, but I've been in the credit repair space for going on 9 years now. So I come from the old school credit repair space of we writing letters by hand. Okay. It's come a long way, but I will say having an attorney is not necessarily needed. You don't. A lot of times people get a little overwhelmed because they're like, oh my gosh, I got to go out and hire an attorney. No, you don't. A lot of this is things that you definitely can do. You can represent yourself. You can definitely have someone represent you, but you don't necessarily have it. But having an attorney close by is always good. It's always good to have somebody that you can call on. So I have 3 attorneys that I can give them a call right now, and we can discuss a client at any moment. So definitely a good resource to have.
That's great to know. And Tia, I want to know, since you do the credit repair DIY system, I would like to know, in contrast, are there attorneys involved in the DIY system? And what would you tell your client who wants to go with the repair company as opposed to doing it themselves?
So that's a really good question. So with us, because it's DIY, we don't have any attorneys attached, but we do give them the right direction to go to find it. We have those letters where pretty much it's written for them that will lead them to the right direction. So if in case they have to go that way, we will give them a list of where they can call in their state as well as somewhere else as well, depending on the situation. When it goes to telling people about, like, if it gets to that point where, hey, you do need one, we'll have your support. Because it's DIY, we don't have anybody representing you coming from us because it is DIY, but we do lead all our clients to the right direction, and we give them affordable options, because a lot of people, the first thing they tell me is the price. And so we lower it so they can come in, do it at their own pace. They're actually learning what it takes to repair your credit, because like I like to tell my clients, it's not an overnight success. Sometimes it may take months. We try to tell at least 30 to 45 days. It may be longer, but it may be quicker depending on whatever they have on their credit and what we need to do to help them remove different things.
Makes sense. And how long is the course that you guys provide? Like, how long is the teaching prior to them actually digging in the hole and getting started?
So it goes as long as, they want it. Like I said, it's DIY. So we like to tell people come in, get right into it. If you're trying to get faster results, I would say as soon as you join, getting right into the videos, getting right to the letters, start sending them out to the bureau so that we can have to help you with, getting those results. The longer you procrastinate, then, the results are going to drag out. So we had clients that came in, saw results within 3 weeks, 30 days, 45 days, as long as 6 months. But like I said, it's all dependent on how they come in and get right to work.
And so as a client, thank you for that. And so as a client, I came in and I got to work. I'm doing it myself. I have a credit repair company. And so I need to know, like, once I start sending out these letters or once I start doing this, what do I need to do? Like, am I just sitting here waiting? Am I like, what am I doing? Do I need to like get in touch and make sure I have like TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian? Do I need to make sure I have these apps at my leisure? So, you know, at my touch. So like, what do I need to be doing? Because I'm spazzing. I done gave these people my money. I done paid for this system.
Yes.
I ain't seen this in 45 days. So what do I need to do?
So as soon as you come in with the system, we tell you the steps. First things first, you want to go ahead and pull your credit report. The next thing you want to do is freeze your secondary credit bureau to see what's on there, and also to protect you during a security freeze. And then after that, start sending out your letters, you know, start doing the verification process and then going on from there. So we are checking it. Well, I'm checking in with my clients saying, hey, have you did this? Have you did that? Where are you with it? Some of them are open to tell me. Like I said, we don't have to know their business because it is DIY, but I go out my way to, with my clients, who members who I bring in, to ask them where they are and where they're going with it step by step. And we have videos, we have the letters back there. We tell you about getting notarized. We tell you if the case you need an attorney, where to go. I mean, it's so step by step. You shouldn't feel overwhelmed unless you just not really giving it your all, really.
Yep.
It's all about you, really, at the end of the day. Yeah.
Our process is actually a lot the same. So even
That's
though
what
hers is
similar.
Yeah. So Tia, me just actually seeing you and how you interact, Tia is very hands-on with her clients, just the same as I am. So while it's a tad bit different, our methods of going about it is actually very much the same. Because even if you said, hey, I want a full service credit repair, we're going to essentially do the majority of that bulk of work that Tia is speaking on. But in the meantime, once we've done that, so you're not sitting there for 45 days saying, hey, what's going on? We're on the back end. We're educating you. We're checking in on you. So you don't wait a full 45 days and you like, I ain't heard from nobody.
Right.
No, we're guiding you. We're talking to you. We're making sure to educate you. So our processes are a lot alike. And I know just seeing Tia and her personality, listen, I am in love with my clients and so is she. Okay. So listen, I tell my clients straight up on our console, oh, you gonna get sick of me. They're like, no, you gonna get sick of me because I'm gonna flood your email. I'm gonna flood your timeline. I'm gonna be just doing a check-in text or a call to say, what's going on over there? What you got questions about? So, and I think that's really too, no matter how many layers of credit there is, if you are there to guide somebody and be there every step of the way, no matter if it's DIY or if it's full service, that's when you see maximum results. That's when you can turn that client around and that one client can turn into 20.
Yes, and that's real. Yeah. That's so true. I've actually had an experience of referring one credit repair company that I went to because of their education during the process. Credit Pros. You ever heard of them?
I have.
Okay. Yeah, so they're credit pros. I started them like way back when I lived in North Carolina, and then I got up, but they kept, they were educating me. They were saying, hey, you only use 30% of your credit card or this much of your business. So like they were good tools. So I would like to know from both of you ladies, what are your top 3 to-dos or not to-dos when you're working with your client?
You mean during the process?
You
go ahead.
Okay. I'll say for me, I have some, what I'll say, non-traditional, things that I tell my clients, because when I say non-traditional, you'll often hear credit repair companies say like, you can't spend above this particular amount and don't do this. And it's like, for me, I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on my clients, which I want you to have pressure, but I want you to have healthy pressure because I want you to know that we're growing together, we're educating. So I don't want you to feel like I'm paying for a service and I got to, do this by the T or that's it. So for me, my biggest thing is in my contract. I tell people on our very first call, you cannot apply for additional credit unless I tell you to. So in the most loving way, I tell you, After 45 days, when you see that 100-point increase and we're excited on the call, that's not the A-OK for you to try to go get a Mercedes-Benz the next day. Absolutely not. Okay. What that means is that we're seeing good movement, we're seeing good change, but that we have to keep the end goal in mind. So if you're trying to, like I said, for us, usually our primary goal is purchasing a home. We want to keep your DTI down as well, which is your debt to income ratio. So we don't want to get too happy and go apply for more things unless we tell you to. So we, again, back to our program, we have an action plan for you. So we use a Shamika, you're gonna be the guinea pig when we give our scenario.
Yeah, girl, use me, honey.
You are in the program and you say, hey, I'm gonna buy a home, but you don't have much credit. You don't have really any positive lines of credit. So not only are we going to get all those, student loans gone, and those negative student loans and all the negative medical bills, and then that one time that you co-signed for your friend because she didn't have no money and now the car got repoed. Not only are we going to get all that removed, we also need to educate you, change your mindset on how you can build credit. So when the time is right, we're going to say, hey, you know what? We need you to go out and get a credit card. Secure credit card. We're going to guide you. We're going to give you, just like Tia said, how they give the step-by-step, that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you the specific company to go to, the specific route to apply so that you can build credit. So that's why it's very, very big that we are strategic in saying, do not apply for anything during the process, because we don't want to counteract what we're doing. The second thing that we tell our clients is to be patient. Be patient. You need to have patience. Credit repair, whether it's DIY or full service, is not an overnight process. It took you 5 to 10, sometimes more years to mess your credit up. You cannot come to me and say, I need you to fix this in 30 days because I got to buy a house by April 1st and a car by April 15th. That's not how that goes. So we tell you, be patient. We're here with you to guide you. So you have to be patient. The other thing is not to give up. I will tell you, and I hate to even say these numbers because it breaks my heart. I have a very high percentage of clients. I'll say more so towards the beginning. Very high percentage of clients that give up halfway through. They're like, I'm just done. I'm ready to go out and I'm ready to apply for something, because they're not patient, because they're not keeping that in mind and goal. So that is why, and I'm sure Tia can attest, that is why we're so lovingly aggressive with our clients, because if we're on you constantly and we're reminding you that it's a process and we're reminding you to stay patient, you're least likely to give up during that process. So we try to just keep it simple, keep it cool. We don't have no real strict, like, number-wise things you have to do. I'm a kind of at a fourth, but it's not really like a big, I'm not going to say it's not a big thing. We do keep an eye on your credit card usage. So we like to keep that in my sweet spot. Now that's my number, but you're going to hear 30%, 30%, 30%. 30% works for some people, but my clients, they don't work in 30%. We work in a sweet spot between 10 and 12%. So you'll hear me mention my sweet spot a lot. I've crunched the numbers. I've got the data. I've done the research. I've been in the game. 30% is a very traditional number to throw out there. But when you are trying to get in that new auto loan with that maybe 8% interest rate, or that new home, or refinance this and that, you need to be much lower than 30% when it comes to that. So we do keep an eye on your credit card usage as well. And we might say to you mid-month, you need to go on and pay that American Express down. So
I have a quick question. So I was told by a credit company, the credit pros, when I ever say I was told by a credit company, that's them. So I was told by a credit company that even if you, the 30% is the quote unquote traditional, because even if you spend less than that, like say, okay, I got approved for a $3,500 Discover card, but all I'm doing with this Discover card is getting gas in it monthly, and then I'm paying it back, or I'm paying this one phone bill monthly, and I'm making sure I'm paying that back. But it's if it's like, oh, I'm going to go and get a piece of bubble gum or a can, or you know what I'm saying, if I'm going to go spend like $10 or $20 out of $35, you know, I'm probably exaggerating on the percentage there, but if I'm spending like $30 out of that, is that not like enough for them to report? Like, doesn't it have to be in between something so that they can say, okay, they are using the credit? Because when they give you the credit, they want you to use it.
Right.
So
They
like,
want you to use it. So that's why for us, we highly recommend that sweet spot is between 10 to 12%. Because if you have a card that's the $3,500 and we're telling you to use 30% of that, but then you also have another card and we're telling you to use 30% of that, and then you have another one, 30, 30, 30, 30, that's high. So you have to remember, it's okay, Boo. Look, it is okay, because that's what it's about, is shifting your mindset. Because listen, and this is why what me and Tia do goes hand in hand, no matter our methods, because once you shift your mindset, that's how you're able to shift your mindset into generational wealth. Okay. Right now, the majority of people, it's a get rich quick. Right now, I need it 20 days, 2 days. But when you're dealing in generational wealth, you put all the richness to the side, because riches and wealth are two totally separate things. You can be rich in money and have zero wealth. So,
right. Now I'm gonna need for you to slow it down now. Slow it down. We need to let Tia to come on in now.
Listen,
let's bring it on back.
No, I'm gonna just say this. Yeah, so you're right. We don't want you to not use the card, but we don't want you to use so much of the card that when you're using it, that utilization is high. If you can stay within a really good 10 to 12%, and then you're paying it back. So you're using it, you're paying it back, you're using it. That is the key. You don't want it to be where you're maxing it out and paying it. That's not how it is. They want to make sure that you are financially responsible to manage $3,500, not the $25 that you spent.
So y'all hear that, listeners? Don't go out there getting a $5,000 credit card and spending $100 on it, because that's just not what you're gonna do. Because then you're gonna get another card in the mail. You pay it back within
you gotta pay it back. That's right.
Y'all pay it back, and don't spend no more than that sweet spot of that 12%.
That
10 to 12.
10 to 12%.
Don't spend no more.
Not when you're working with us, because we gonna call you.
And we just gonna give that number anyway, because as soon as you spend that, it's gonna be another offer in the mail coming in with another credit card, and then you're gonna get that one. And so, like sis said, just go ahead, keep it at the 10, because if you racking it up, it's gonna add up anyway. And then that 30, 30, 30, you right. Next thing you know, it's like 90% of your credit is on this side, because you got these credit cards that has piled up. Although you're paying them monthly, but just, it's for
but
what?
That 30%, that traditional 30% was really started in 1994. So it is 2023. Times are different. Banks are different. Money is different. And I'm telling you to use 30% from 1994? No, we got to use what with the times that we have now. So you have to keep that in mind as well. Okay, Tia, my bad.
Okay, Tia, what is
look,
Tia, what are your top 3 no's and do's?
Just to kind of go piggyback off of what we tell our members is keep it between 10 to 12%. Also, learning where your cash flow is going. We teach them, we put them on a personal cash flow plan. We call it a PCP, where we're like, hey, we want you to have the emergency savings. We're telling you to look at your bank account, knowing where your money is going, and learning how to pay your things quicker with increasing your cash flow. A lot of times the clients are like, well, I don't have enough money. I can't stick with this certain budget. Go where you need to change. So whether you need to learn to, we teach about lowering your tax liability, adjusting your W-4. If you need to do that, starting a business or part-time job, whatever the case may be, learning how to increase your money so you'll be able to stay debt-free. We even have in our program, we have our clients with our debt, having known a debt-free year. So, you put in all your numbers, and they're basically telling you what you should be paying off, every month to get to that goal. And look, it's no such thing as we live in check to check. So either you're gonna learn how to invest your funds, learn how to, we preach start a business, start getting those, lower your tax liability. Uncle Sam is gonna be expensive, but if you smart with it and reversing it, having him pay you with the business deductions, you can be debt free. You know,
and I'm glad you said it in that. I'm sorry to cut you off. It just sparked. I'm glad you said that because that is one of the methods that I kind of used. Like when I got my business credit and like I kind of like invested into my car rental company or whatever. Like my car rental company basically had to pay off my credit cards for a while. You know what I'm saying? So there was a time where I didn't see that money, but it was there, and you know what I'm saying? Like I knew it was there, and it was passive. It's still passive, and it's coming. So it's one of those, like you said, get out of the mindset of living check to check and seeing it, because you have to create it in your mind first off. You gotta create it, and you gotta get into the mind space of that. And with that being said, like segueing into like business credit, because I'm really big on business credit. I have kind of like I've learned, and maybe y'all can help me out with this. I've kind of learned just to not use me. So I don't use myself anymore. After I kind of paid off the credit stuff and everything, and I'm good, I just no longer use Shamika Gooding. Like I'm not swiping credit cards with my name on it. So I just want to kind of go into the motion, because I'm going through this step, and I'm pretty sure a lot of mothers or parents that are out there who have children who are, you know, that's what we're doing it for. We're not quitting our jobs to just start businesses to say we got this. No, we're starting it so that we can create something for the next generation, for our babies. So, do you have any advice? Any of y'all have any advice when it comes to getting credit? It's going to be a two-part question. Getting credit for your child. That's going to be the first question. So do you have any like tips or anything on like getting credit for your child, or making sure your child has good credit as opposed to no credit when it's time for them to enter the realm of credit? Because that's the point in having the business, setting the business up so that your business credit can set your child's credit up on the taxes, so that it can, you know, create that purchase. So am I losing y'all?
No. I'm just letting you finish.
Help me out here.
I don't want it to be like you know what I mean, where it's like we speaking over each other. But also the Maria is the one that with the generational wealth. So I'm not sure what her program entails when it comes to like business credit. I'm actually like waiting for Tia. Like, come on, girl, I need to hear this too.
So when it comes to, you know, having that family wealth for your children, we always tell our members, we educate them about having them be authorized users with your credit. So, you know, how your credit history is and keeping it healthy, having them as an authorized user. So every time you're making your on-time payments, every time you're paying it all, it's helping your child. So when they turn 16, 18 years old, they will have that 700, 750, 800 credit score. So basically setting them up from the beginning, you know, you have the power right now. You don't have to wait until they're late teens and early adults to become, you know, have those good credit scores. So that's why we always educate you, get in position, making sure, like I said, you have that cash flow coming in. You're properly paying off your credit on time, keeping that 10%. We even teach them, hey, pay it on the statement date if you can, not even on the due date. Do the statement date, because that even shows the credit bureaus, hey, you're even more responsible. So, you know, get in position with your child, putting them on as an authorized user, but you have to be able to have healthy credit before you do that. I recommend you having your credit together, your business credit together before you do that. But once you have that, put them on there. And I'm telling you, that's the best gift. They turn 18 and they about to go ahead and apply for things. And look, they have that good credit score that you always want them to have.
Exactly. She hit right on it too, especially like the authorized users. Yes, that is key. We tell our clients, when our clients do ask, you have to be very careful. When I say careful, you have some companies allow you to add your child on it as early as 12 years old. So, but not all. So for instance, I think Amex is like 13, Barclay is like 14. So you gotta go to them and you have to say, hey, what's your age limit? So just making sure you can't add, most companies, you can't add your child right out the womb. That's just not gonna happen. But she's right. They go and they leave the house, and already you're gonna start talking to your children when they are, cognitive, as far as 15, 16. Mine are young. Mine are 8 and 6. Mine can run down a whole credit report to you. That's just me, but I do this every day. You know what I'm saying? So for someone who doesn't, you're going to start educating your children after you've already gone through the program and you get yourself in position, like Tia said, you're educating your kids so that when they leave, they're leaving with that silver spoon in their mouth. You often hear that a lot, how they, people say, oh, I grew up and, silver spoon in my mouth. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the fact that these kids are 18 years old and they're going into the real world and they're literally able to buy a home by 20. They're able to do these things. And so I highly, highly recommend that. I want to be clear on something when you speak about business credit, though. So business credit is totally separate from personal credit.
Right.
Now, of course, they do go hand in hand when you start looking into the big money. So, for instance, you decide, Shamika, you got your business and you decide that, hey, now I want to walk into the bank and I want to say, hey, I need $250,000. That is where your personal credit will come into play, because if you're not in position in personal credit, ain't no bank you're gonna what they call PG. You're gonna personal guarantee at that point. Prior to that, there are a lot of avenues that you can go to obtain business credit that you do not put your social on. They need to know you, but they don't need to you don't have to PG or personal guarantee. Now, in terms of children, you cannot add a child to business credit per se. Like, for instance, a credit card that you've taken out in the business.
You have to add the employee.
You have to add the employees, but if your child is an employee of yours, you can do that. And so you are able to add your children depending upon the state. I will tell you something. Georgia is the worst state when it comes to running a business. And I say that publicly, so don't come for me, GA. But they have so many guidelines. It's so strict. Yes, it's very strict.
And that's hold on, I'm gonna say this right quick. A lot of people here, though, have turned to DIYs, and that's
they don't have a choice. It's illegal. I cannot repair someone's credit in the state of
Everyone
Georgia.
DIYs and promoting their own business here.
Yes. And they make it very difficult. And so even on the business credit side, you have to be very strategic on when it comes to your kids and how you're doing business with your children, and making sure. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But it definitely goes hand in hand, though. It does. But just please remember that business credit and personal credit are different. Oftentimes people are like, oh, no, they're the same thing. No, they are not. No, they are not.
And because I'm not gonna go into depth or whatever, but like my business credit I didn't get it off of my social, you know what I'm saying? So I get exactly what you're saying. Sometimes it does fall on you and then sometimes it doesn't. So, all right, listeners, you hear that. So what I want to do, I want to segue into this. Ashley done hit it on the head, the silver spoon. And there is nothing wrong with sacrificing, working hard so that our children can have a silver spoon in their mouths. There is nothing wrong with that. And that is what we're here to do. So I want to go ahead and show this clip right quick.
I've been making bank using my line of credit. Really? Run me through that. How so? So I had my bank give me a $45,000 line of credit. Okay? And so I used $35,000, invested that money, which is giving me about a 15% return every month. All right, now what about the other $10,000 in your line of credit? So I left that money in my business checking account, and so I'm using the bank's own money to pay down the line of credit that they already gave me. And you can do that? Yeah, this is how you leverage OPM and use it to build your own wealth. I've been making bank using my line of credit. Really? Run me through that. How
so what's OPM? Do y'all know what OPM is and anything about that?
Yeah, OPM is other people's money. So it's like a financial slang term that they like to use. And you'll often hear it. And I kind of laugh because when I hear people say it, I don't know why. It just makes me laugh when I hear it, because it's the most unprofessional finance term, but you'll hear some of the most professional people say it. And so a
like
little bit off of that, huh?
Like finance slang.
Yeah, it's like fine. And even if you look it up, I think it's deemed as a slang term. Basically, it is where other people's money refers to borrowed capital. So it's borrowed capital that typically is used to increase like your potential return. So like that gentleman was stating, he basically borrowed money from the bank and then he had it invested it. And what was being returned, what his return was, is what he was using to pay off what he borrowed.
Basically what I did with Turo, what I did with my car rental.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
You remember how you made the comment, you said, I didn't see it. It's OPM, it's other people's money. You're not gonna see it, but you are moving the parts of it.
Right.
You're moving. Remember, we're playing chess, not checkers. You moving the people.
I'm so glad you said that because okay, so starting into generational wealth. Okay, so I haven't even told anybody this. You know, I just haven't told anybody this. So like,
oh God, Tia, she about to tell us now. She about to hit us with it.
But no, there's a lot coming up to tell. But there, I have a we all know we're from military. I know Ashley she's from military place, but so I have a cousin or whatever. We do government contracting, and we basically move the pieces. That's all we do. Go. I'm calling, I'm telling them what's going on. I need them to cut the check. I throw my percentages on top of it, and then we make it work. We hire the company, we have them do it, and then that's just, it's like the moving pieces. We see the money, but they don't see us. And when you said playing chess, not checkers, that's kind of like where, our people need to elevate our mindset to, because even in like those government contracting, the government awarded $666 billion last year in government contracting. Out of those $666 billion, only 600,000 was awarded to the Black community. So what are we missing? What do we not know? And what do we need to dig into? You know what I'm saying? And before we even get down there to the contracts, like you said, the credit is good, and it really just depends on who whatever, but credit is good because when it comes to like really holding on to like getting your business credit and leveraging that money so that you can, do what you got to do in prior contracts to get things going. Like, I think that's something awesome. So I am looking to pass that down to my daughter to get her into the chess, not checkers, into moving pieces, because a lot of these kids, they're so tech savvy right out the womb. And so easy to teach them. Like you said, Ashley, yours can run down a whole credit scene right now, and they 17 and 8. So it's like, it's so easy for them to do it. So I think it's very imperative for us as parents and as Black entrepreneurial women to place our children in our businesses somewhere and teach them so that they can grow. And I'm not saying Sanford and Son them. I mean, what is it called? What they the Sanford and Son? Yeah, I'm not saying Sanford and Son them, I'm not saying, but teaching them. I said this when my baby turns 5. From 5 years old, she already wants to do a lemonade stand, but from 5 years old, every summer, she's going to have to start a business. She's going to have to come up with something, get up on these streets and these corners and slang something, because it's got to, we got to push that. Yeah. I'm not trying to create it to where she has a silver spoon, but I want her to be able to make her own spoons and be like, look, what I want today. I want parrots.
But you asked a question. You said, what are we missing? And it made me think specifically about Tia, because the program that she offers with the step-by-step is not just specific to credit. I am actually just a component of what she offers. But when you're talking about taxes, you're talking about debt management. She said they have is it a cash flow?
Yeah,
what did you
personal
call it?
cash flow plan.
Personal cash flow.
What does that plan look like, Tia?
Yes, like what she has is what's been missing.
Yeah, so pretty much it starts from pretty much getting your emergency fund together. We recommend getting at least $3,000 off the jump. So, getting that filled up. Okay. After that, getting 6 months worth of money expense. We teach you about investing, whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, whether it just, doing something where you can grow your money. And then also able to just, like I said, lowering your tax liability, getting that business started. If you are a 9-to-5 worker, learn how to adjust your W-4 legally. A lot of times we get into that mindset like, oh, we're going to owe the IRS. Oh, I don't want to touch my W-4. That is totally false. You can't adjust. We're only liable to pay a certain amount of taxes from.
Girl, she preaching right now.
So why people don't want to adjust their W-4, okay? It's a refund. Why would you want to wait a year for money if you're struggling throughout the year? So learn to adjust it. Uncle Sam saying, hey, if you're making $40,000 a year or $45,000 a year, we're only asking for $3,000. So that other $8K that you're going to be waiting for in another year, utilize that, stretch that on your check, pay off debt, save, invest. We want to help create a healthy cycle for your family, for yourself. So that's what we come in with that. So I like to tell people, we are DIY credit, but we offer so much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
When you come in, you're going to have that component, but you're also going to have that component where you're like, hey, I want to position myself to make a business. I want to position myself to invest for me and my children or whoever you have that you're looking for. We want to teach you how to lower your tax liability, because a lot of times people get scared when they hear about the IRS. But they even have it on the IRS site. They want you to adjust your W-4. But a lot of people think I'm going to owe, and you're not.
You're not. Yep.
Not if you do it legally.
Go down to Miss Emily. I have to go down to the tax lady. She chain smoked Newports 100s, and she just be crunching the numbers. Because I be like, Miss Emily, I don't want to pay no taxes this year, and she just be crunching the numbers. Whatever she do, it be fine.
So as long as you're doing it legally, Uncle Sam.
Listen, as long as Miss Emily got them Newports and she updated on all her IRS education, that's okay.
Honey.
But Tia, you are the epitome of financial literacy. And so I really want to point that out with what she just ran down, because and it's no shade to myself in saying it. I'm only part of financial literacy. I'm one part. What Tia is running down is financial literacy as a whole. People say financial literacy and they think money in the bank. They think credit. They think taxes. They don't realize financial literacy is financial education as a whole. It's your finances, it's your plan, it's your taxes, it's your credit. There's so much in that program that she has. That's it. That's it. Running from the top to the bottom. I'm just a part in there, baby.
And that's what we missing. And that's what y'all are missing in your life. Y'all missing Tia Chanel, the CEO. Y'all are missing her. So,
but you know what, too, specifically our Black community is missing that. And I really want to make that a point, because when we also speak about generational wealth is education also. And again, our Black community has a mindset traditionally of get money. And you got all these people, Black people have put their money on more hands than white people. Let's be clear. Or of any other nationality, I'll say. They put their hands on more, but the problem is they don't know what to do with it. They know how to grind, they know how to hustle, they know what to do to get it, whether legal or illegal. And then they get it and they like, oh, you know what? Let me go get them new J's and buy the whole family. Let me go spend all of my money with a white company and give it right back to them. Come on now.
Preaching to the choir.
Listen. Yes, it's our Black community. And that's where the shift in the mindset comes, because shifting over to true financial literacy and running down, again, like the program that Tia offers, being able to start from your credit, go into your taxes and talk about investing and saving and all of those plans, that is true generational wealth. Generational wealth is not, oh man, I got to get this money up because when I leave and I die, my baby going to have 20 grand. 20 grand ain't shit. Oh, ain't nothing. Sorry. It ain't nothing.
Many of us, our parents, grandparents died, left us 100Ks, 5,500Ks, and what we got now?
No.
What
Most
they
of our
got in the show.
grandparents died and they left us land. They left us the very things that we could have gotten rich off of, but instead we sold it for 40K, or we sold it for something cheap. We sold it to a development and now there's nothing because that mindset has not shifted. And that is the thing, having that mindset shift. You got somebody on you talking about a cash flow plan with you, telling you this is how your money coming in and this is how your money going out. Tia got me hyped. When we get done, I'm going to sign up. Do you hear me?
Okay, look.
No, I'm about to, I was like, look, after this show and I learn more,
I need to make sure I'm doing it right.
I want it later.
I really appreciate that because that's real. So basically, Tia, we missing you. Ashley, you're the component of what we need. Bring in the attorneys to hit them over the head if we need them. You know,
thank you for that.
There, it's just basically educating, basically reprogramming our minds. You know, because you're so right. You know, the dollar don't last in the Black community. We know less than 60 seconds. You know, it's gone. So
it's gone. Right.
That's so many. That's a whole nother episode on its own. But yes, I thank you, ladies, so much. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close out here, and we have about 5 minutes on the clock. If y'all could just give us last rundowns on what you have, what you love, anything, just share it. And it's really about y'all too. I just wanted to have my listeners listen to y'all. Like, that's really it. And me, you know, this is my little free consultation. So I really, really, really do appreciate it. Go ahead in chronological order, the way that we have been doing it.
Yes.
Is it me?
Yeah.
So listen, I just want to close. Thank you so much for having me on. I love that we paired up, you know, me and Tia, because again, the things that we do, we're really doing the same thing. You know, we have the same end goal, the same love, the same passion, and that sister right there is phenomenal. So I'm honored to just be in the same space as you. So thank you. I will say, please, if you are not, you can always go follow us, AR Financial Solutions, on Facebook, or my Facebook page, Ashley Rogers. It is no longer a personal page. It has now become the credit comedy corner. So if you in there, you're gonna laugh a little bit, but we go live every Monday for Monday Night Chatter, and we just talk about different credit topics. So this month actually coming up, we're going to be talking a little bit more about credit and budgeting and how they can go hand in hand. So you're more than welcome you can join our group. We're actually exclusive in a group. I don't do it on my personal page no more. You got to come in and be added to the group, but it's AR Financial Learning Center. So we go live in there. We have tons of credit education materials. I mean, you are overloaded. You can be directed to our store for our ebooks, digital products. So it's a ton, but I am honored to be in this space with you ladies. I hope to do it again.
Awesome. Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for having me on as well. Just me and you guys definitely my vibration is just so high. You can follow me, guys, those who are listening, on Facebook, Tia Chanel, as well as my TikTok social media, Boss22. If you're looking for a program which is DIY, with repairing your own credit, as well as being educated, as well as learning the personal cash flow components of becoming wealthy, we are enrolling clients as well for $9 to come in to invest and be able to just kind of get all around, with your credit, finances, as well as building business or wealth or whatever you want to call it. And then, like I said, this has been an honor. I love what I do. I love creating those educational videos to let people know, like, hey, you don't have to be stuck in a certain situation. You can change as of today. So thank you guys for listening. That's all I got.
Oh, thank you, ladies, so much. And y'all heard it. We have the Black, beautiful goddess, Black-owned soul sisters. And we out. Nova, I'm in a show right now.
Well, let's see Nova.
Let's
see Nova.
I want to see you.
Oh, she's so pretty.
You just got to hit it.
Look at that melanin. I love it.
Hey, girl.
You just got to hit it, Nova.
I love the name.
Listen, Nova don't care if you in the show.
Where's Daddy at? Tell Daddy to slam it on the ground. Close the door.
Listen, and because we of what we do and who we do it for, you got to leave that snippet in there. Do you hear me?
Okay, yes. Okay, bring it in. Bring it in.